Oh god, it's too early in the morning, man. I think it's time to eat lunch. Anyway, so welcome back, guys. So I wanted to do this mainly because I'm a little upset with the whole TCG versus OCG September 1st ban list, and obviously you can, oh whoops, this is the wrong deck. Obviously you can see that there is a differentiation, because if I go to TCG, or OCG rather, oh look at that, everything's nice and dandy. Oh my gosh, I could so totally use this. Oh, what's that? TCG. Oh, fuck my life. I think I'm going to go kill myself. So anyway, I was going to do this yesterday, but I couldn't. I didn't have the chance. And unfortunately, Dawn of a New Era just updated their fucking servers the other day. Or actually this morning, I guess. Or maybe it was... Yeah, it had to be early this morning. Because as soon as I got on, they are like... already have it finished and everything, and it was downloading the updates and whatnot. So this was the since Super Juve was going to get hit, I originally thought that OCG was going to be the same as TCG. So Super Juve was going to be at 1, and I knew that I couldn't use Dragon Exodia. So I came up with an alternative method of winning with Exodia, and this was it. This was like a really good version of it. Of course, now I didn't know that Pot of Avarice was going to get hit. Obviously, I could find a replacement for Card Destruction. But with Pot of Avarice being hit, this Exodia deck dies. Because there are times that you need to get rid of the pieces of Exodia from your hand, and you can't collect it back with Pot of Avarice like you used to be able to. So this deck pretty much is dead. Did Konami do this on purpose? Obviously. Do I think that they wanted to try to get rid of some of their clientele? Definitely. Otherwise they wouldn't have gone so ban crazy on this ban list, obviously. So yeah, anyway, this was pretty much it. It's exactly like the Slife Raging, so just imagine it like that, except I've got 5 pieces of Exodia and 3 cards from the sky. Now the reason why I really like cards from the sky is because remove from play 1 light fairy type monster in your hand, draw 2 cards, can't special summon or conduct your battle phase. Well, that's okay. I'm not going to freaking special summon anyway. I'm not going to summon Hyperion in this deck like I might do with my Slifer Agents deck. But, or not but, rather, also, I'm not going to be conducting my battle phase. Obviously, I'm going to be winning by Exodia if I do it at all. So, it's really good because it works with any fairy. Remember, Trade-In only worked with Splendid Venus or Master Hyperion. This time, Cards from the Sky works with any fairy. So sometimes you might draw into like a Cards from the Sky and a fairy, and you draw another card, and you draw another card, and immediately dead draw. Well, you've got Cards from the Sky to let you draw another 2 cards. It's really good, because it's a +0, not a -1, sort of like Hand Destruction. Or Reload, or Mallet, or Card Destruction. They're all -1. So it's really good that it's a +0. It helps you continue drawing. So is One Day of Peace, like I told you before, but I don't know if I've showed you yet. One Day of Peace is good because you draw a card, and if it was a fairy, then you get to keep on drawing. It's really nice. So yeah, that's pretty much the explanation for this deck. You probably really want to see this deck in, you know, in motion, right? In action. So let me go ahead and do that. But before I do that, I wanted to do a farewell to my Dragon Exodia deck. My best Exodia deck that I ever made, that I ever thought of myself, that I ever had as a friend. It was my favorite Exodia deck. It was my favorite deck, period. And I just wanted to give a little, you know, tribute to my old Exodia deck. And by tribute, I mean like I played against Jarvis's Evil Swarm deck. But anyway, I just wanted to say farewell, my friend, because not only did you get heavily hit because of Super Juve, Card Destruction, Pot of Avarice, but, I mean, even when you got hit with One Day of Peace, I still managed to make you win. And, I mean, it was so much fun. It really was. I can't believe that I was able to pull off so many FTKs as I did. Mainly STKs, but still, even the FTKs were pretty freaking amazing. And I just want to thank you, pal, because you were always there for me. You know, whenever I used you. But anyway. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and go through this. So, the first thing that you always do, remember, evaluate your hand, my friend. Evaluate your hand. So what I've got right now, or obviously I'm going to activate the 2 Upstart Goblins. Why? Because I want to see what I can get with them. So Alright, so I've got a Dark Factory, which means if I hand destruct the 2 normal monsters, I can always bring them back with Dark Factory, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to bring back the piece of Exodia and Flamvel, probably summon the piece of Exodia, sack it for White Elephant's gift, probably hand destruct the 2 normals again. Oh, actually, at this point, what you could probably do is send Whitestone and a piece of Exodia to the grave, because Whitestone will actually add a Blue Eyes to your hand. And that's exactly what I do, thank God. So yeah, now that I've got the Blue Eyes in my hand, that's 3 dragons towards Super Rejuve, so that's good. Plus I get 4 new cards, which is really good. Now I'm protected because of 1 day of peace, so no matter what happens, that's always good. Bring back Flamvel Guard and Blue Eyes, so that makes it 4 dragons now. And that's all I really have, so I have to play Pot of Duality. Another Super Rejuve. Well, I have to add... I need to get a Pot of Avarice, really, in order to make this work. Or another Dark Factory. Either one. Before I can really have Super Rejuve do its thing. So I added a Magical Stone Excavation because I'm going to discard 2 dragons. Add back that. So that was 5, 6. And then this will be 7. And unfortunately, I can't win on this turn, so I just go ahead and activate the Toon Tables, end my turn, and draw 7 cards. So that's pretty much it. I keep the pieces of Exodia and 1 Super Rejuve, and then I think cards of Consonance and a Whitestone, and that's about it. Oh, and a trade-in. Oh, right. Yeah, I can still Pot of Avarice everything, so I can get rid of the pieces of Exodia. So he goes ahead and makes his move. He can't really do anything. I think Jarvis wasn't smart enough yet. They may have changed it since the last update. He wasn't smart enough to go into ranks, but it wouldn't have mattered what rank he went into. I was going to win my next turn anyway. So here's what I did, right? I tried looking for the Pot of Avarice. Thankfully, I drew it. Immediately play Pot of Avarice. Put back however many pieces of Exodia, 4 pieces, plus a Blue Eyes. The reason why I added back a Blue Eyes is because when I... cards of Constance, White Stone, I'll be able to trade in the Blue Eyes that comes to my hand. So that's 1 dragon so far. Trade in the Blue Eyes, that's 2 dragons so far. Play Super Rejuve, end my turn, and I'll draw 2 cards, right? So, there you go. Discard, you win. Hallelujah, I'm good, I know. So that was Dragon Exodia. This was the first deck I had ever made. First deck I ever took to locals and swept the floor with. It was really good. It was really, really consistent, especially with 1 day of peace at 3. Oh my gosh, everyone was calling hacks on me when I did that shit. Oh man, it was so good. Anyway, so I wasn't able to use that anymore, so instead what I did was I took the idea from Sly for Agents and just threw Exodia in there, really. And made it Agent Exodia. Secret Agent Exodia. Really? Parenting? A Harry Potter doll? Really? Come on, man. Get him a new doll. Anyway, okay, so first things first, right? Evaluate your hand. So you've got Tethius, right? So a lot of times what I'll just end up doing is I'll either summon Novamaster, you know, set him, and allow him to filter my deck and eventually go for a Marshmallow so that way they can't attack any further. Or I'll summon Venus, go into a Gachi Gachi, and that'll buy me some time. So I'll probably do that, yeah, just because she can filter my deck. And also, when I sack Gachi Gachi, I'll be able to send 3 monsters instead of just 1 to the grave, so that way when I draw in a Pot of Avarice later on, I'll be able to activate it sooner. And unfortunately, he does that, but I still have Gachi Gachi on the field, which is good. And now this is really good because I just sacked the Tethius. Mallet, everything that's... yeah, I hold on to 1 Mallet, so that's good. See? Even if I drew into another spell prematurely, I'd be able to cards from the sky one of my fairies to draw 2 more cards, so it's really good. See, like I did right there. So immediately, cards from the sky, draw 2 more cards. Alright, one of them was a fairy, thank God. Keep drawing, and I've got 1 day of peace just in case if I draw into a spell like it did, hand destruction. So, draw. Unfortunately, it wasn't a fairy, but it's cards from the sky, so I can activate it again, which is always really good, because you're not negging your hand yet. So go ahead and reload, draw into a bunch of cards. Now this is the reason why I have Pot of Avarice in here, because I just drew into a piece of Exodia, but I want to get rid of these pieces of Exodia. I want to stop drawing them from reloads and mallets, put them in the grave, that way I can filter out my deck and keep it mainly fairies, and then later on I can Pot of Avarice them back and draw them later on. You know, whatever. I don't know why you're even paying attention to this deck, because it just died with the last ban list, but still. Okay. Actually, what you want to do, although I think I hold on to... I put only fairies back, so the 3 cards that are fairies. Oh, and a cards from the sky, apparently, for some reason. I don't know. But yeah, thankfully I drew another cards from the sky, so keep on drawing. Keep on drawing. Keep on drawing. You know the deal. And then I reload, apparently. I don't know why. I probably would have Pot of Avarice first, but whatever. So, card destruction really is a dead card in my hand right now because I don't want to use it. So next time I get a hand destruction, I'm going to try to ditch it. Ditch card destruction. So yeah, keep on drawing. Keep on drawing. And then I've got reload and mallet. I would try to activate the mallets before the reloads this late in the stage. Only because you don't want to accidentally draw only monsters and then your last spell that you draw will be like a card destruction and you screw yourself type thing. So keep on drawing. Alright, mallet everything that's not pieces of Exodia or spells. Keep on drawing. Now I've got 4 pieces of Exodia, so the next card that I draw, I'm out of spells, so I think the next card I draw is a piece of Exodia. So, and that's game, and that's pretty much how it works. It's really easy. It's very hard to screw up with this deck. If you do it properly, it's really fun. So, yeah. Anyway. So, I tried it out again against Jarvis because I was testing it out, seeing which version I liked the best. I think this was a slightly older version because I do still have Splendid Venuses in here, obviously, and I didn't have that in the deck profile. I only had Splendid Venus in my Slifer Agents. But I was testing it out, see which version I liked, and it doesn't matter because any version is the best version. Yeah. Although I just liked having 3 Marshmallows and 3 Nova Summoners because lots of blocking. Lots of blocking. So now I can sack Tethia, or sack for Tethius rather. And then activate reload. So, yeah. And then put everything back. Draw. Thank goodness I drew into a mallet. It's really scary when you only draw monsters, because sometimes that spell card that you want is not the right spell card. Like if I had drawn into a Pot of Avarice, I would have been like, fuck! So yeah. At this point, in hindsight, I would have activated mallet first and held on to my reload just in case. But I went ahead and activated it and whatever. You know? So yeah, 1 day of peace. Thank God I drew into a fairy. And keep on drawing. Keep on drawing. Keep on drawing. Set. Activate. Because at this point, that's what I needed to do, because I didn't have enough monsters in the grave anyway. So yeah, now activate hand destruction, get rid of the pieces of Exodia, keep on drawing, and you know, essentially this routine over and over again. Get rid of that piece of Exodia as well, keep on drawing, and then I'll eventually activate Pot of Avarice. Yeah, there you go. Because it's about, when you have about 10 cards left, and at least 3 or 4 spells left in your deck, it's time to activate Pot of Avarice. Put everything back, whatnot. Draw a whole bunch of cards, which is good. I drew a piece of Exodia, but I still have 4 more pieces of Exodia that I have to draw. But thankfully, with cards from the sky, I can group a piece of Exodia in with a fairy and just keep on drawing, and keep on drawing, etc., etc. So yeah. It's really good, and then I'll just start like cards from the sky again, because as long as I keep drawing a piece of, or magical mallet, I mean, it doesn't matter in terms of mallet, it's just reload versus anything else, and that should be game. Yeah, there you go, because I drew all of the pieces of Exodia, which is really good. So anyway, that's how it works, and let me show you how I actually did against a real person. After I was finally confident with how it was working, I was like, you know what, it's time to face against a real guy, and show him that he should not buy his kids a Harry Potter doll. Seriously, that's so evil. I can't even look at you. Anyway, so I tried out against the, so there's probably only 3 decks that really aren't going to be hurt by the new ban list. That's probably going to be Hieratics, Elemental Heroes. Actually, Elemental Heroes got helped. You know, minus every deck needs a Heavy Storm and a Monster Reborn. But Hieratics, Elemental Heroes, and even my Blue Eye Shining deck, you know, actually works out, because there's so many easy ways to special summon normal dragons from my grave, like all the spells that I showed you before, and Wing Beat of a Giant Dragon is essentially a Heavy Storm. And it's okay to send back the level 5 dragon to my hand, because I can just special summon it with like Ancient Rules or something. So that's probably one of the few decks that actually didn't get hurt. I mean, yeah, Super Juve got hit, so I'm going to have to replace the 3 Super Juves with something else. But that, I was running that deck before even without Super Juve, so it's not going to be that hard to fix. But Gem Knights just pretty well went down the drain with fucking Rescue Rabbit going to 1, so whatever. Okay, so I went first or something? I'm not sure. So yeah, pretty much what I'll do is I'll try to filter my deck with Venus probably. So I'll go ahead and do that, because I really want to draw into Tethius as quickly as possible, because that is the only problem with this freaking deck, is I will take a while to draw into Tethius. And I would, in hindsight, not have activated that reload, only because I just negged my card. I just negged my hand 1, and that's really bad. You want to try to avoid that at all possible. So I'll let him go ahead and do his thing in fast mode. I don't give a shit what he does, honestly. He goes ahead and activates that. He attacks. Whoop-de-frickin-do. You're not that cool. I don't really care about you. Your mother should have aborted you when you were a child. Anyway, that's pretty much all I can do, so I'm just going to sit on it and let him do his thing again. He goes into battle phase. He whittles down freaking Gachi. I draw, I can't do anything, and my turn. Sometimes you do get the dead hands like this, but whatever. So apparently this motherfucker, I've never seen this guy before. Obviously Jaden never used it. Jaden obviously never used this either. But this guy can attack directly in his, and he loses 100 defense and gains 100 attack every single time he inflicts battle damage. But I'm like, whatever, that doesn't affect me. I mean, I'm not going to die anytime soon. So, yeah, I still can't do anything really, but I went ahead and activated One Day of Peace just because this was about to get 3 counters on it. I didn't want him inflicting 3,000 damage. I'm like, hopefully I can win on my next turn. If I can't, well then I'm probably going to be screwed. So, he goes ahead and starts attacking with everything. He can't inflict any damage with this guy because I activated One Day of Peace. And then I summon another Nova Master to thin out my deck. Summon Marshmallow, and I'm pretty well secure now. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and try to go for Tethius. I did. Thank God that I have 5. I think I had like exactly. Okay, no, I had more obviously. But Pot of Avarice, thank God I drew into it, because now I can put more fairies back in, which, you know, helps to balance with the fairy to spell ratio and Exodia ratio. So now, and I get to draw 2 cards. Really good. Thankfully, they were spells. Keep on drawing, you know, keep on drawing. Obviously, once you kick it off like this, it's going to be very hard to stop you. Now, obviously, I can't hand destruct the pieces of Exodia because I already activated Pot of Avarice, but that's okay, because I'll just find an alternative or something. So, yeah. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. So, Magical Mallet, away. I've got 4 pieces of Exodia, right? So I'm going to try not to activate the hand destruction, or I'm going to try not to activate the reload, to be honest, because I really don't want to have to activate it unless absolutely necessary, because I'm really hoping I draw into a piece of Exodia instead. But I activated it anyway for some. Why did I activate Magical Mallet? I must have been like high on crack cocaine or something. I don't know. Thankfully I have 4 pieces of Exodia again, and I keep on drawing. But I don't have any spells. That's the thing. I'm taking a huge risk. So, but yeah, I win, so it doesn't matter. I mean, obviously I win, you know, because this deck is amazing. Tastes just like raisins. Anyway, and then that was pretty much it. I'm only going to show you 3 duels. Well, I'll show you one more. How about that? I'll show you one more of how this worked out against King J, apparently. Oh, this guy was using some stupid shit, man. It was spellcasters or something. Wait, what? Maybe it was dragons. Okay, yeah. So here's the Dark Magician, right? Okay, yeah. And that's pretty much what threw me off. I thought that he was running some sort of spellcaster thing, because he's even running Knight's Title. And Summon Monk and all that stuff. Like, oh my gosh. So he's trying to run some sort of like Kaiba / Yugi. It's just a really bad deck in general, because you shouldn't really try to combine things like that. And where the heck is Dark Magician Knight? Okay, there he goes. Yeah, I remember using Dark Magician Knight when I was a little kid. When I was a little kid and didn't know better, because he could destroy any card on the field. Of course, this is back when, you know, Solemn Warning didn't exist and Bottomless Trap Hole was the only thing around and people didn't really use it. But yeah, anyway, so he's running that, I'm running this, and I think I go first? Yeah. So, first things first, set Nova Summoner to help thin out the deck. Oh, apparently play one day of Peace first. Oh, well that's good, because I did draw into the Tethius, so whatever. Then go ahead and let him do his thing. The Goblinberg is okay, I guess. He's essentially like a level 4 Marauding Captain. Or whatever. So then he goes into Digest Emerald and he wants to special summon Dark Magician. So that's fine and everything. So he goes ahead and attacks Nova Summoner. I bring out another Nova Summoner to thin out my deck. Summon Marshmallow. Then I am able to tribute my Marshmallow. And this is, I think, the point at which I learned that you need to activate your mallets before your reloads in this version. In the Slife Regions, you want to activate your reloads before the mallets, but in Exodia, you want to activate the mallets before the reloads. So I go ahead and activate that, draw 3 cards. Thankfully, one of the 3 is a fairy. Whew! Lucked out on that one. But anyway, yeah, so again, I drew into a freaking spell. Sometimes you do have horrible luck like that. But with cards from the sky, thankfully I don't have to activate this reload. I can activate that before having to activate the reload. So keep on drawing. Activate cards from the sky, keep on drawing. And now I do actually have to activate the reload. But I've got enough cards in my hand that it's okay. So whatever. Whatevs. Now I can activate Hand Destruction, start getting rid of Exodia from my hand. Draw 2 cards, thankfully. One of them was a cards from the sky, so I get to keep on drawing cards from that. And another Hand Destruction, which is perfect. Get rid of another piece of Exodia. Oh, of course I drew into another piece of Exodia, but whatever. And then try to activate Mallets probably before... Activate Mallet before reload, but I'm not sure if I activate... Okay, yeah. I was going to say activate that first, and then activate Pot of Avarice later. If I draw into another Hand Destruction or something, that would be good. Get rid of those 2 pieces of Exodia. But I don't, so I've got 3 pieces of the full Exodia, so now I just put back Fairies and the other pieces of Exodia. Draw. So thankfully I've got cards from the sky, so I can activate that. Draw 2 more cards, keep on drawing. So the next card I should draw should be a piece of Exodia, which is good, and that's how you win with this deck. Really easy, not hard at all, and my next card is Exodia, so there you go. That's how you win. It was really cool up until the September 1st ban list. Whatever. I know, it's very depressing, guys. That's the reason why after I do my Slife Agents video next time, that'll be it from me. For in terms of Yu-Gi-Oh videos. I'll still be doing Let's Plays of Halo once I finish them, of course. And that'll be fun, because I'm a really good commentator with Let's Play videos. Because I know a lot of info about the Halo universe. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. If you wanted to take one last look at how I made it, you know, in case of they just happened to unban Pot of Avarice and Card Destruction, Heavy Storm, and Monster Reborn next format after December 31st. Which I don't see them happening. What were they thinking when they were like, oh, let's make 4 ban lists per year? Because every ban list only makes the card selection worse, and worse, and worse. Why in the world would you want to double that? Like, seriously? I don't know. But anyway, this is what it looked like. It was really cool until it got hit, and honestly, Pot of Avarice never did anything to anyone. Neither did well, I mean, with Dark Worlds, but seriously? Dark Worlds were dying out, and now you just made them extinct. I mean, which is kind of good, but I don't know. That's just my opinion. That's my 2 cents. I'm kind of depressed because of all this bullshit. So anyway, that was it from me. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Give it a like, whatever you want to do. I don't really care. Doesn't affect me. Anyway, so thanks for watching. I'll talk to you in the future. See ya.